What up, casual reviewer here, and just wanted to bless you with a little bit more footage from my trip to Megacon. Now, this footage is Brendan Fraser with the cast of The Mummy talking about, the upcoming movie and some other things, so check this out.
This is amazing.
Velasquez on it fair.
Somebody.
John.
John, who's got to slip out in 5 minutes.
Bouncing already? Was it something I said? What?
So your back is hurt, and you're not saying that it's Brendan.
No, it wasn't Brendan.
You were saying that he kind of threw you around a little bit.
He throws everybody around. I mean, look at these bruises. That's Brendan. That's Brendan just giving me a friendly little squeeze.
He tends to do that.
I did shake his hand earlier, and Brendan's got a grip.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it's good. Good, strong grip.
Come on, this is like a military cop town. I shook hands with guys all day today. It's like sticking your hand in a bucket of channel lock pliers. Good to meet you, sir. Yeah. Thank you for the challenge coin. Ow.
Now, as people who have answered the Mummy questions for a long time, lots of Mummy questions, I'm sure, this weekend, I'd love to ask, what's one question about the Mummy that you get asked so much that you secretly hope nobody ever asks it again?
When are you gonna make another one?
They don't have to ask anymore. High five. Yeah. That was directed to you. Brendan didn't see it. He left me hanging, but I was.
How long?
September, that's the answer. Get off my back already. Next.
How long did the body paint take?
How long did the tattoos take? How bad is a camel's breath?
That's actually a really good question, and I want to know the answer to that one.
I think Brendan's got the definitive answer to the camel question.
Did you know that you can ride a camel at full throttle and that thing can turn around and look right at you while it's galloping? And then this giant, pink throat bag will morph over the side of its head and slime will come off and it'll go at you. I can attest that camel veterinarian dentistry is not a priority in North Africa. And those are the nice ones.
Now, there have been so many versions of the Mummy over the years. At what point did you guys realize that your version was the one that fans were gravitating towards the most?
When we made the second one.
Gotcha. Yeah, so about a year later.
Yeah, it's kind of like next year at college. Yeah, let's all room together next semester. And, 18 months later, there we were. Back in the saddle with the camel and the throat bag.
Now, Brendan, I want to know, what's a stunt that you did as Rick O'Connell in the original Mummy film that you know now, 25 plus years later, there's no chance in hell you're going to do that stunt in part 4?
I don't know if it qualifies this as a stunt, but there's this long staircase in the first Mummy. And Steven's like, look at the stunt man to double you on this. And I was like, no, I got this. He said, you sure? I'm like, yeah. Well, I managed to do it twice without completely eating it, but it was running down a staircase. If you asked me to do that now, man, it would be a cheese grater. You wouldn't want to see it. Which is why we're going to have awesome doubles in the next one. So we can take credit for their amazing work.
Odin, I wanted to say, Ardith walks into every scene like the coolest person alive. And there's this, it's true. There's this rumor, though, that he later changed his name and spent some brief time as a gigolo. Can you confirm?
So he changed his name to what?
Just that he changed his name.
I don't even know that's what you're talking about. No, I don't. What? No, it's not true. By the way, coming into the room as is it just me or you guys? Am I
I'm
too
having
old?
a hard time understanding, yes.
Okay, the way the sound is reverberating, it's driving me a little insane.
But you guys hear it okay out there, right?
You guys can hear us okay? Okay.
Okay, good.
Well, how convenient for you.
The answer to the running into the room, the coolest, I just have an angry resting face, which is, most of the time I'm dying inside.
So humble. You're so humble. I really love it because it takes a lot of work to be effortlessly cool like that, doesn't it? I just messed up the word effortlessly in front of like a lot of people right there. So, see?
Listen, when I did do
John, oh wait, I'm sorry, John's gotta go. John's gotta go catch a flight. Everybody, please stand up. Thank John Hannah. Safe travels, John.
I'll miss him.
I'm gonna miss that Scotsman.
So I was going to say, so with regards to the resting angry face, I was doing a movie in LA shortly after doing The Mummy, and our director was slightly shorter than me, and he's talking to me, and he's saying, I think we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and I'm like looking at him, and he goes, or not, we don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, we don't have to do it. I'm like, no, what? No, what? Of course I want to do it. He goes, I don't know, man, you just look so angry. I was literally just concentrating.
Also, I want to say, now that John's gone, we can say anything we want about him, just so you know.
Right? He is just
He's
such
still in the
a...
building, though.
He's-
Still in the building.
He's such a... Oh,
Hear that he owes me $50.
Now, Patricia, the fight scene between you and Rachel in The Mummy Returns is one of the most... It's the coolest fight scene in the entire franchise. I wanted to say, what do you remember about shooting that, and did either of you ever accidentally land a shot?
Accidentally what? Did either of what was the last part of the question?
Did either of you ever accidentally land a shot? Like, what do you remember about filming that scene specifically?
Well, in relationship to what you were asking before, and if we were asked to do that now, originally, we were not supposed to do the fights ourselves. That's why we were wearing masks. But Rachel and I got so into it. We were training sometimes 7 hours a day for weeks. And we became very competitive.
Like scary competitive.
So that's why Steven says, at least let's show their faces. If I was to be asked that question today about doing the fight scene, it's like, okay, yeah, let the doubles do the fights. But one time, I think we might have punched each other a few times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just a...
With the size, like one time I got accidental stitches here.
Oh,
Yeah.
but did you...
We've all got chips in the paint, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you reach a certain age, right, and it's unavoidable. Now, Brendan, I want to say, Rachel Weisz set out, The Mummy 3, and I want to say, what was it about your original chemistry with Rachel that made her return essential for this next one?
Have you seen her?
Yeah. That's a great answer.
And apart from the whole easy on the eyes thing, are you really impressed by talent? skill, charm, intelligence, good sense of humor, good sport, tough as nails, funny as cheeky, and an actress who absolutely, I don't mean like stands her ground defiantly, but she stands up for what that character needs and wants. And I'm going to tell you something that just occurred to me, because when we were auditioning to get the part, I was hired already, and I came into Universal Studios for a meeting, and the casting director wanted to have a chemistry read. That was always really weird, chemistry. Anyway, as we put two actors together, point a camera at them and see what they look like. So we did this, and we're reading the sides to each other, and the casting director is doing the casting director thing. We read the sides, and the casting director gives Rachel a note. We were reading a scene about getting treasure, about deciphering. I think it was a scene that didn't make it into the movie. And the casting director gave Rachel a note and said, "Can you make more out of what she really wants to have about getting the treasure?" And Rachel looked right back at her and said, "No, actually, she really doesn't want the treasure at all. She just wants to feel empowered. She just wants this guy to take him seriously."
So she just got it right away.
Yeah, and she was right, too.
Yeah.
And that was certainly, from what I saw, when we saw, that was the thrust of her whole character. She's going to do right by herself. She's going to upset the Bembridge Scholars Old Boys Club. And can I just say, how many, well, women in particular, over the last, 18 years, have you seen come through all the lines of the cards? I've lost count already today and yesterday. It's probably at least 8 or 9. People come through and said, "Brennan, I became an Egyptologist. I became an archaeologist. I became a historian. I became a librarian because of this movie." I'm serious. It's not a coincidence. She's inspired a whole generation of deep thinkers.
Well, I think I speak for everybody when I say we're all excited that Rachel's coming back, aren't we? Now, I asked this to John before you guys came on stage, but I'd love to get your answer as well. But there's so many people here excited to meet you guys, and I'd love to know who's somebody at some point in your career that you were around and got to meet and felt the most starstruck by?
Well, for me, it doesn't have to go that far. When the way I got casted for this film, I went to meet the casting director, Joanna Colbert, at Universal, and then a few hours later, I hear I'm going to London the day after to shoot this film called The Mummy, with Brendan Fraser attached. And I walked, I land in London, and here I go to the studios, and he's right in the middle. That was definitely, I was so starstruck up until today, still. Yeah. True. Viva Venezuela. Viva Venezuela.
I think, I don't really get starstruck so much because the good thing about me is that I don't have a facial recognition. So most of the time I'm like, "Oh, hey, I know you from somewhere." And then only afterwards I realize, "Oh, I know you."
Even if you are starstruck, they'll never know because of the resting angry face.
Yeah, because of the resting angry face. But, the thing about it is they always tell you never meet your heroes because sometimes it's very disappointing. And I'll kiss ass a little bit here, but this guy is just such a gem.
Very disappointing.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, disappointing.
You do know I'm sitting right next to you.
No, so you're very, very lucky. I mean, I feel just so blessed. The Mummy was practically my first job, and then to get to work with these people who I love dearly still today, and I just, we're all very excited to get back together. So, and it's been for us, getting the opportunity to do this together, it's been such a treat. I got to tell you, they're all as fabulous as they seem.
And the most beautiful thing is that this really just happened because of you. Because you have loved the film. I mean, we were blessed enough to be put in a room and give it our all, but when you have someone in the center that is giving their all, leading them, we all want to do the best. But it's really you who have watched the film, showed it to your children, and then the grandchildren, and and still stands today. Maybe that's why.
We're not that old, the grandchildren. They didn't need to do that.
I met some grandchildren, and that's okay.
Yeah, but somebody
No, but it's true. I mean, I watched it when it originally came out, and I've since shared the entire trilogy with my son, and we love that. We love the movie so much, all of them, and so we're all so excited to be here with you guys, and can't thank you enough. So thank you very much. It means a lot to us. Brendan, you can't get out of the starstruck question though. You got to tell us your answer.
I grew up in the 80s, the films that I watched in the 80s where it was Indiana Jones. It was Spielberg pictures. That was the platinum standard. I was a huge fan. Everybody else. Fast forward a years, and I find myself in, again, a meeting, a casting group, with Harrison Ford. And I'm doing my damnedest not to lose my shit. Because Harrison Ford. But you know what? You should meet your heroes, because he's just a solid, regular guy. And I didn't have to contend with that starstruckedness that you get around super famous people sometimes at all. Because he's a gentleman, and he put the needs of others ahead of whatever he wanted from moment to moment. And he's a regular guy.
Who else does that, though?
But